Desk, we're coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlimi. Coming up this morning, Sandema Hospital, originally designed to be a haven of care, stands in a state of disrepair among a host of other public health facilities scattered across the country. Be our guest in our new feature series, Stabbed Ghana's Sick Hospitals, where we take a closer look at the unsettling realities in Ghana's healthcare. New Patriotic Party National Executive Council disqualifies 17 aspirants from contesting in the January 27 parliamentary elections and also puts on hold the Nshiaso constituency elections over a fresh court case.
For the number of people who have been disqualified from contesting in the primaries scheduled for 27 January are 17.
The Senior Staff Association of Public Universities in Ghana declare a nationwide strike starting today. We'll hear from the group, which says its action is as a result of what it describes as government's persistent disregard for welfare of their members.
The Senior Staff Association, Universities of Ghana, and the Federation of University Senior Staff Association, FISAG, and Universities of Ghana, and the Federation of University Senior Staff Association, FISAG, and by all senior staff across public universities in Ghana.
We have details of all of this, including business, coming up shortly.
It is an ultimate walk of shame for any visitor to the Sandema Hospital in the Bulsan North District of the Upper East region. If you were blindfolded, dumped here in the corridor, and the cloth is pulled from your eyes, you could never guess that this place is a hospital. The walls are dirty and the paint almost peeling off. The ceiling is moldy, greenish brown and rotting away. The corridors are dark and dingy. The medical superintendent of the hospital, Dr. Emmanuel Opoku, is unhappy with the state of the hospital. But he's also very worried about the safety of nurses and patients because of the gaping cracks in the walls.
When it rains, almost all the walls leak, including the medical suite's office. And during rainy seasons, it makes seeing patients very difficult because sometimes you need to get to a safe place to cater for the patient. And we'll be grateful if we could get help.
As the head of the facility, he walks with a new steam to show the dangerous state of the facility. A substantial and alarming crack traverses the length of the wall, extending from floor to ceiling.
So this was formerly used as a dispensary, but because of the nature of the cracks, they have to move to the other side.
Every part of the almost 94-year-old hospital leaks badly.
Why are you still working in a place? And if this is where I'll be rushed to, I will just quickly rush into the consulting room 1 to see exactly what is happening there.
But because of the nature of the cracks, they have to move to the other side.
Every part of the almost 94-year-old hospital leaks badly.
Why are you still working in a place? And if this is where I'll be rushed to, I will just quickly rush into the consulting room 1 to see exactly what is happening there.
And physician assistants, but a cursory glance shows the room is not hospitable. Crying for a fresh coat of paint, the leather upholstery of the chair for patients. Crying for a fresh coat of paint, the leather upholstery of the chair for patients, weak and unsafe. Although the state of the consulting room is not.
But the Dama and the Henemy and the cry send it down. Nano Hankasan. You go. As a Tohanina. Go by the heart. To Babusa. Who could be feeling was I that? Over 1 year, On says you only for good Bishaba. I hired daughter Yakasi, I was Sandema.
So, we entered the children's ward to get a sense of her concerns. The ceiling paints a perfect picture of neglect. Mold growth is evident, and this can be attributed to leakage caused by persistent rain. A fetid, unpleasant odor wafts through the children's ward, further emphasizing the impact of the water damage. The wooden window frame shows clear evidence of decay, with sections displaying a spongy texture in some areas, leaving the frame structurally compromised. Residents of Sandema are not happy with the state of their hospital. 45-year-old Jerry Atimbi Akanawe leads a group called Common Interest to address some of these challenges, but resolving the poor state of the hospital is beyond them, so they want the government to step in.
We've done a lot about this district and some department, but for the hospital, it is something that when we heard about the hospital state, we came to the management to find out the problems, and we realized that the problems were beyond the hospital itself. Most of the offices, from the OPD to even the doctor's office to the children ward and other places, are all just in a bad condition.
In fact, I managed to pull him aside to have one-on-one on him. And he said I should write. I did. I wrote the letter to him, to the Minister of Health, concerning our hospital, the sorry nature of our hospital. It is so terrible. I was pleading with him if he can put us on Agenda 111. And then he said for now, as at that time, they will look at it, so I should write, and I've written the letter. But I'm hoping that something good will come out of it. And then at the meeting with head of department and then donor partners back at Bolga Regional Coordinating Council, I made a cry about the hospital.
The Municipal Chief Executive, Vida Akantagriwen Anab, is supposed to provide solutions to this problem, but the Municipal Assembly is broke. With less than a year for her tenure to expire, she has one wish.
If I have one wish, I want government to work on our hospital. It's now a municipal hospital. That is the referral center. And it's not only for Bilsa. We have Bilsa South, they refer here. We have Kasuna and Kana. West, they refer here. We have our neighbors, the Mampulisis, they refer. It's a referral center. And so, Kana, West, they refer here. We have our neighbors, the Mampulisis, they refer. It's a referral center. And so,
was not considered.
So I for the hospital there, like I said.
Mary says although she has a valid national health insurance card, nurses always tell them to bring the supplies because the government has not fully reimbursed them. What do you call a hospital that cannot provide simple supplies like gauze for dressing wounds? Sick hospital in need of healing. Jojo Kobner, Joy News.
Them get ice, but them know they see. Them get hot, but them know they feel. Some too they can't mind, but them know they think. That be why we all day inside a boat. We mind, but them know they think. That be why we all day inside a boat.
The ranking member on the Health Committee of Parliament, Ms. Akando, how does this strike you looking at the videos there?
And especially the district hospitals we have in this country. And even in Greater Accra, when you go to a hospital like the Ridge Hospital, you cannot boast of a single imaging equipment in Ridge Hospital, the regional hospital. And going forward, it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse because now government has uploaded the electricity or the utility bills to the hospitals to pay themselves. So internally generated funds that could even be used to intervene in these matters are going to be very, very, very limited because they are going to use most of these internal generated funds to pay utilities. So we have a lot of these scenarios in this country, across the length and breadth of this country. I'm not surprised at all. I am only happy that the media has started exposing it will be brought to the front burner and we will all talk about them. This is not the only story in this country. And lots of hospitals in this country. In fact, the almighty Kolebu, when you go to Kolebu and you find some roofs leaking, so in the health sector, sometimes when I talk about it, for any reason, but to bring it to the front burner, for the government to pay attention to the health sector, it's not well. How can you say to the 111 hospitals and the ones that we have already in the system cannot be maintained? And as Ghanaians, the truth of the matter is that we have a very bad maintenance culture. Very bad maintenance culture. So I'm not surprised at all. I'm not. The budget we approved recently, we have the lowest capex in the history of Ghana. Lowest in the health sector, lowest. So you cannot be sure that any money will be invested in the infrastructure as far as this year is concerned. So we have a very terrible issue at hand, and I wish that the media will emulate this example and then go ahead to profile most of the health facilities we have in this country. And you understand what I'm talking about. So for me, I'm not surprised. I've seen some of them with my naked eyes. And we keep talking about them.
But how is it that hospitals that are supposed to take care of sick people and provide a healing environment are themselves sick?
Because we are not paying attention to them. Because the government is not investing in those hospitals. Because we are siphoning money from the hospitals instead of us to, in fact, invest in the hospital. I will speak to you now. Look, the Ghana Health Service has brought a policy that every health facility must rather bring money to the center. Money. So whatever they get out of the internal generation fund, the facilities must pay money to the center. Instead of government investing in the health sector. So if you go to most of these hospitals, they don't have equipment. You just see this is hospital, but hey, I've cited an example. A whole Red Hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital. Go there and see. I disguised myself and I went there, and they had to refer every patient who had to do some kind of scan or what. They don't have a single imagery equipment in the Red Hospital. So if Red Hospital in Accra is going through this, can you imagine what Gaboto Hospital will be going through? So it's like that. I am only praying that this time it is not the ranking member and the minority on the health committee visiting uncompleted and abandoned hospitals or paying supply visits to some health facilities, but the media is also coming in to expose some of these things. So now it is not me saying it. And that's why I'm glad, at least, I have found some voice that we are bringing the health issues in the country out for all of us to address. Sandema is not the only example. And as I speak to you now, people who are listening to me from the various corners of the country, especially health workers, will attest to this fact. They will attest to this fact. It's a very terrible situation at hand.
And as you yourself indicates that the Sandema Hospital tells the story of many others in the country. And this is why Ghanaians feel that the government, parliamentarians, and all other stakeholders have failed us. How do we deal with these challenges, starting from Parliament, where you work?
Okay, fantastic. Now, in the three arms of government, we all have our responsibilities and limitations. In as much as we approve budgets in the House, we are not the spending officer. We don't spend. We don't have the public purse. Okay, so we in Parliament can only draw government attention to some of these issues. Number two, even in the case of the budget that we approve, you cannot add, you can only slash. So, for example, if there's a budget of, let's say, 1 billion Ghana cedis to be invested in the already existing health facilities, you cannot say because it is not enough, government must increase it. You can say, oh, we think that it is too much, so let's reduce it. Meanwhile, what is going to the health sector? It is a peanut. No, you see, per the Abuja Declaration, we are supposed to spend not less than, the word is not less than 15% of the national budget every year in the health sector. This year, we barely get 7%, including the health insurance budget. Okay, so when they bring the budget of that nature, you can only see that it is not enough. How then can you cut it down? How then can you slash it down? So don't blame somebody's responsibility on the wrong person. We have a government in place. We have a government that takes our taxes. They must put our resources to judicial use. Okay? For example, as I speak to you now, government says that they are building 111 Agenda 111 hospital. It is merely for the rhetoric and the political agenda. It doesn't make sense. I am not saying that we don't need 111 hospital, but if you don't have the money, and from where I sit, they don't have the money. Also, the little that you have for the past 2 years, if we think that small money can do for, let's say, 10 hospitals, why can't we concentrate on the 10 hospitals? We build, we put the 10 hospitals to good use, and then raise another money, raise another phase, we are tackling another 10 hospitals. But now, if you visit the various sites, we have thrown money out there, we are stuck, and we don't have any use of the money we have thrown out there. So it's up to government to put our resources to good use, to take the right issues, and we as parliamentarians will support government. I would always agree with you when you say that we have been quiet and we are not talking about these issues. And for that one, I don't think you can blame us for that, because we are consistently, if any committee in Parliament is out, I don't think they bring the health committee in Parliament. We are consistently been raising issues from coverage to abandoned hospitals to almost every angle as far as the health sector is concerned.
Raising issues is not the same as holding government accountable.
You are not listening to me.
What would your committee do?
Listen. If you listen to me, you are not listening to me. If you listen to me, you understand. I am telling you that everybody and every arm of government has its responsibility. My responsibility is to raise the issue and draw government attention. It is not my responsibility to spend in the sector.
Mr. Kando, Parliament has the responsibility to summon the minister to answer questions.
Oh, so you haven't seen the minister on the floor of the House answering questions before? Countless occasions. In fact, including constituting a committee and the minister responsible for health appearing before the committee. Have you forgotten about the almighty Sputnik issue? All the time, like General Hospital, the AIDS drug issue, countless, and some of us are not following. Countless, my sister. Countless. If you go to Parliament and you check the Hansard, you realize that the health minister is one of the ministers who come to answer questions on the floor of the House often. So we will do our part, but you cannot blame me. You cannot blame any member of Parliament for not spending in the health sector. That is not our responsibility. We don't have that power. And we cannot allocate to ourselves those powers. But our powers are what I am telling you. We make laws, regulations, legislation in the sector. We approve the budget. And I have told you our limitations when it comes to approving the budget.
Fair enough.
It's entirely the responsibility of the executive to invest in the sector.
Fair enough, Mr. Kando. I mean, aside the hospitals that you yourself have gone round to check, this is an addition to what you already know. What will your committee do to help resolve this issue?
It will be wrong, and it should be, waste of time for me to assure you that, hey, leave it to me, and that we are going to build or we are going to invest as a committee of parliament, we are going to invest in that hospital. No. What you can do, you know where I am? I don't even know about this story until about 5 minutes ago. And when you called me and you drew my attention to it, I was willing to stick to it. Why? Because I want to bring this issue to the front burner. So when Parliament resumes, we will take that issue up together with a member of Parliament from the area. And you know how until we get results, we don't relax. That's what within our powers or our duty, we will perform those aspects. We'll file questions, we'll bring the minister to come and answer questions with respect to that particular hospital, and we'll take it from there. But what I can assure you is that the Sandema issue is just a tip of the iceberg.
I'm grateful for your time, Kabna Minta
Welcome,
Akando, his ranking member on the Health Committee of Parliament. This is a matter we'll be pursuing, especially when Parliament resumes, and we'll also be getting the Health Ministry to respond to some of these questions. On our election headquarters, the New Patriotic Party has disqualified some 17 aspirants from contesting in the January 27 party parliamentary primaries. The decision was taken at a National Executive Council meeting on Wednesday. General Secretary of the party, Jackson Kodi Afrimpong, has given a breakdown of the numbers in an address to the media. After the meeting, he revealed the elections in the Nshaeso constituency have also been put on hold.
National Executive Committee took the report from the vetting committee and the National Appeals Committee, and also took notice of some development after the vetting. So as it stands now, we have total number of 376 men and women who picked forms to contest. The new development is that we have one court case. The party has been served with a writ and also an application for interlocutory injunction with respect to Nshaeso. And for that matter, elections in Nshaeso constituency has been stand down until the court process has been addressed. For the number of people who have been disqualified from contesting in the primaries scheduled for 27 January are 17. Qualified from contesting in the primaries scheduled for 27 January are 17. Those who have stepped down are 3. Those who are going unopposed are 30. So in all, we have 376.
It says the party has found a way out.
The National Executive Committee also talked about Martha pending in Sunyani East. As you may recall, the High Court annulled the album of Sunyani East constituency. So today, upon several deliberations by the National Executive Committee, and in our attempt to ensure peace and stability in Sunyani East constituency, the National Executive Committee has directed that the constituency album that existed in 2018, which has the polling station executives, is the album that we are going to use in this current dispensation. And where people have died or people have traveled, the National Party, in consultation with the regional party and the committee that has been established, will do elections in those vacant positions. Again, the National Executive Committee shall appoint people to act as acting electoral area coordinators and acting constituency executive to further notice. Finally, I'll go back to the Inshaeso constituency that I made a statement that the party has received a writ of sermon and application for interlocutory injunction with respect to Mr. Kennedy Kwesi Kankam, and the party legal team will respond accordingly in due course.
Former parliamentary candidate for the NPP in the Sege constituency in the Greater Accra region, Eunice Lassie, says some constituency and regional executives are so happy to see her going. She says despite her commitment to the party, actions of these individuals speak volume. As a reason, she has decided to quit and go independent. She said the situation enables her to respond to calls of going independent. Eunice Lassie was speaking at Sege as she prepares to go as an independent candidate in the 2024 general elections. Here's more in this report.
For former NPP parliamentary candidate in the Sege constituency, Eunice Lassie, her decision to quit the party and go independent is born out of a number of factors, including deliberate attempts by some manipulation and internal wrangling. Despite efforts to address her concerns at the regional level, she feels some individuals in the party are bent on kicking her out to kill her political dreams. But she says calls by her followers in the constituency continue to give her hope that all is not lost. According to Eunice Lassie, there is no turning back at this point.
With all what is going on, I finally, officially, have to write to the necessary officers in the party to inform them of my decision to resign from the party. The MPP Constitution reading Article 3, 6 clause 1. A member shall be ceased to be a member by written and signing letter addressed to her party or constituency chairperson, declaring his or her intention to cease as a member and for with surrounding his or her membership card. I take this opportunity to officially, I want to declare my intention to contest as an independent candidate.
Meanwhile, Eunice Lassie says the constituency deserves a better representation in Parliament and her decision to go independent is in order. She touches on the need for a stronger voice for development in the area.
I won't say he has not done well, but as an MP, why are you there? You are there to lobby for your people. I see the DCs as facilitators, you understand. You go there to lobby, so you should have a lobbying skills. You can't go to the parliament, represent people, you have to voice it out. For instance, the DCE don't go to parliament, so you as an MP, you would tell the people there that this is what you want. So I think that the MP has a very...
But there's no way he could have come up here to even come and shake my hand. And that's why I had to get up and go and shake his hand down there. And yet the Disability Act says that all public facilities had to get up and go and shake his hand down there. And yet the Disability Act says that all public facilities so that they also can live a comfortable life.
Irregular release of the common fund and the allocation if voted.
And the fact that the money is less, the frequency too is not coming. The District Assembly common fund is not being released, and what is being released is very little because government has centralized most of the procurement. And so itself
release of the common fund and the allocation if voted.
And the fact that the money is less, the frequency too is not coming. The District Assembly common fund is not being released. And what is being released is very little because government has centralized most of the procurement. And so itself.
Put it on the card. Put it in the bag. These 3 bags used to be 6. Seems like the only thing going up these days is your credit card balance. If only there were some place to turn. Just ask your home. It's got equity. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can use it to get cash quickly for whatever you need. Visit justaskyyourhome.com today. Call 1-800-863-4332 for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Centralize most of the procurement. And so instead of sending the money to the districts to do their own procurement,
which creates hardship for our members. This unilateral alteration of upon conditions of service. The unions, that is FUSAG and Senior Staff Association, therefore demand standing signed between the association and government on July 25th, 2022. Again, we are also demanding that all outstanding arrests should be paid to our retired pensioners. Lastly, we also demand immediate withdrawal of the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and GTEC letters dated November 7th and 20th, 2023, respectively, which illegally eliminated overtime allowance for senior staff of public universities. Ladies and gentlemen, press, we hereby officially declare an indefinite strike any further delay.
There are heightened calls for industries and other commercial establishments in Ghana to invest more in cleaner and renewable energy sources. This and more will be bringing you shortly in business.
Crystal clear and thrilling podcasts and live shows, download and listen to us on Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, MyJoy Online, Amazon services like Echo, Amazon Music, and Audible, Stitcher, Adom Online, Overcast, and Pandora. Take note of everything. Sign up for the multimedia digital platforms now to stay updated.
Blessing, do you know of any good medical school I can take Kofi to? Oh, Fifi, is that why you're looking all moody? Then I have some good news for you. The College of Medicine and Allied Sciences, COMAS, Accra, Ghana, is a degree-awarding institution, and they offer Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery using the Graduate Entry Medical Programs, Bachelor of Diagnostic Imaging, and BSc Health Information Management. All these programs are accredited by GTEC. Their bilingual curriculum prepares you to consult in French. But I'm worried about admissions. Admissions are ongoing. Contact us on Facebook or on Instagram at info.comas or call us on 0208-456-556 or send them an email info@comas.edu.gh. COMAS, the citadel of a holistic professional medical education.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Oh, chaos reigns! Yes! Back in the day, I was Ghana man, but something was missing until I found the one. HD Plus is not your regular free-to-air decoder. For a small fee, you get to experience great services and exciting world of content. Dial *879# on your mobile phone and subscribe for as low as 290 cedis. This one is different. The images are 5 times clearer in HD picture quality, and I'm loving the feely experience. HD Plus, I love you.
But I'm still here.
HD Plus. For better.
For less.
That's right. Get your HD Plus decoder from any Electroland outlet or our dealer shops.
We've had news file over the weekend, and an interesting part of the conversation focused.
Oh no, we are out of range.
Oh, don't worry, Daddy. I have Alexa in my bag.
Alex, what?
Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana and play Joy FM.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Listen to Joy FM, Hits FM, Love FM, live on your Amazon Echo. Listen to your favorite multimedia radio stations live on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana, play Joy FM or Hits FM or Love FM. Or catch up on your favorite podcast by saying, Alexa, play, and then the name of your favorite podcast from Multimedia Ghana. For a list of all podcasts available, say Alexa. Ask Multimedia Ghana to browse programs.
On air. And we are back like we never lost signal.
Alexa, welcome to Multimedia.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. There are heightened calls for industries and other commercial establishments in Ghana to invest more in cleaner and renewable energy sources. By Country Director of Daystar Power Group Limited, Victor Ezewonko, says whilst companies can maximize productivity through varied energy mix, renewable energy sources like solar would ensure green, sustainable operations. He spoke at the commissioning of Ghana's first biggest rooftop solar installation in the commercial and industrial sector. Here's more in this report.
Recent power fluctuations in the country is impacting heavily on productivity in many commercial and industrial establishments. Although Ghana is poised to increase its energy mix to renewable sources, many small and medium industries continue to depend solely on fossil fuel sources. Country Director of Daystar Power Group Limited, Victor Ezewonko, is encouraging businesses to adopt cleaner energy sources to safeguard the environment while ensuring sustainability.
Solar helps complement what we have. It can help bridge the power gap, whether it's solar combination with batteries or grid side. It also protects our environment in reducing carbon emissions. In some cases, it can also provide you with affordable power to help support your business. So we think it's very important for more businesses to do it. We need to move to more sustainable practices.
Under a contract agreement, Daystar Power Group installed the country's first biggest rooftop solar power at Ryder Iron and Steel Limited in Ghana. The installation is a 4.3 megawatt photovoltaic solar system supplying power to scraps and production units of the company. Contract agreement, Daystar Power Group installed the country's first biggest rooftop solar power at Ryder Iron and Steel Limited in Ghana. The installation is a 4.3 megawatt photovoltaic solar system supplying power to scraps and production units in Ghana. The installation is a 4.3 megawatt photovoltaic solar system supplying power to scraps and production units of the company. The company is optimistic the installation would enhance their current production, supplying power to scraps and production units of the company. The company is optimistic the installation would enhance their current production.
And the IFC is to try to go
our electricity needs when solar is running from morning to evening. This is going to support them by reducing their energy costs. So at the end of the month, their bills will reduce, and also they'll be running on green electricity, green power, which will promote their sustainability goals.
After the first phase of the installation project, Daystar anticipates completion of the 8 megawatt solar system and item with the company. For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Now, government's quest to sustain inflation decline to reach 15% by end of year may be under threat. It follows reports of some commercial transport operators working to increase fares from Monday. Here's George Affe with more.
The Ghana Revenue Authority will in the coming days start enforcing the 5 new tax acts. Key among them is the VAT Amendment Bill, which may result in motor premiums going up by more than 30%. Now, this may force transport operators to also adjust fares, which may end up increasing the cost of foodstuffs that are transported to the market. This could also result in the cost of living going up, which may impact on inflation rate. This because the Ghana Statistical Service recently indicated that if government wants to check inflation rate, it may have to focus on reducing the cost of foodstuffs on the market. December inflation rate currently stands at 23.2%. But there's another development that could impact inflation rate badly going forward. That is the VAT on utility tariffs. Joy Business is also learning that due to these developments and threat to inflation rate rising, the Bank of Ghana could be forced to freeze any significant reduction in the policy rate, a move that might go a long way to increase the cost of credit. Some have argued that if government is really committed to reducing inflation rate in the coming months, then maybe it might have to hold on to some of these taxes taking effect in the coming days.
All right, that's it for this segment. News Desk returns after the break.